LL Nation, what's good? Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. Welcome in to the Lucky Lefty podcast. Notre Dame is halfway to sweeping November. That was our prediction here on the podcast. That's what was needed to prove that the program had taken a major step forward. Marcus Freeman, of course, is going to meet with the media today. We'll have his press conference and digest that on tomorrow's show. Today, we dig into the postgame comments from Marcus Freeman, quarterback Drew Pine, and linebacker Prince Collie. As always, we're brought to you by Onora Whiskey. OnoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey. OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you drink, by all means, make sure that you drink
responsibly.
You gotta drink responsibly. Make sure that you go over to us, because we're available now in podcast form on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, CFB Nation, in connection with Irish Breakdown. So go check us out right now. Subscribe. Give us 5 stars. Leave a comment. We greatly appreciate it. Also, the climb to 3,000 is real. We're almost there. And it's because of you, LL Nation, and your continued support. We greatly appreciate you. In our DJ Khaled voice, we appreciate you. Go to the YouTube page, subscribe, hit the like button, share, notification bell. Every time we go live or drop content, you'll know about it right here on the YouTube page, Lucky Lefty Podcast. We spin it different. Left. Did you enjoy your NFL weekend?
I did. I like my NFL weekend every week. Get to see, just good play. A lot of stuff that from some players I played with and watched growing up. So it's cool to see, man. Love the NFL.
So
can't believe the Colts won. That's probably the biggest thing.
Shout out to Jeff Saturday.
He tweeted the Ravens look terrible, got the job, and then beat the Raiders.
I mean, the Raiders are terrible.
He literally tweeted from his couch, got the head coaching job with the Colts, and then beat the Raiders after he tweeted they was terrible. From the couch.
They are bad. I mean, he spoke the truth. I can always rock with the truth. They are bad. Quarterback almost crying, apologizing for being emotional at the press conference. Devontae chilling with his Taco Bell in the crib, kicking it with his family after a loss on the field. He has his money. He's good. I mean, Devontae might end up doing the same thing Randy Moss did when he went to the Raiders. Couple of years, get traded, go win a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes or something. Like, you never know how it would turn out. You never know. But it's just really interesting to watch. We talk about it as far as Notre Dame. It's interesting to watch quarterback play in the NFL. You know, old guys like Tom Brady struggle. You see the rising stars, guys that were thought of as maybe the 3rd or 4th best quarterback in their draft class. And here comes Justin Fields, doing what he's doing for Chicago. And it's really a perfect storm for Chicago Bears fans because the quarterback is getting better and they're losing to ensure that they get a top 5 pick. It's beautiful. Like, it's the perfect storm for the Chicago Bears. The Dallas Cowboys proving they can't handle success. Everybody's beating up on Aaron Rodgers. Everybody's beating up on Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. And they go on the Lambeau.
Just losing overtime.
Man, fat egg. Just a fat egg. Left, I have some things for you today.
Okay.
I have some things for you. Some things for you to listen to, to watch and check out. And we're going to start with Marcus Freeman because I'm going to save Drew Pine for the heart of this show and for you. But today we want to listen to what Marcus Freeman had to say after the game. Once again, Notre Dame comes away with a 35-32 victory against Navy. their third scoreless half of the season. You said that's a fireable offense. Do you still feel that way?
I'm not saying it's a fireable offense, but I'm just saying it's not what we expected or want at that position, especially with the moves you made in the offseason leading up to this. You would think that you had it all figured out. And putting that product on the field is not good. Or not putting the product on the field in those halves are not good. But it just stems from top down. I mean, your recruiting in that position was terrible. So,
well, Marcus Freeman talking about the second half and what happened.
I think, you're up 35-14 at halftime, and you kind of say, hey, let's, be smart in the second half. And coming out, we started really well, and they got the 4th and 1. I think the PI we stopped them, and they got a PI, I think, on the 4th and 1. And then it kind of bled throughout the series and led to 3 points. And second series went 3 and out. Third series was the TD pass on Mickey. I think towards the end of the second half, we got into a little bit of just prevent. We weren't playing our normal triple option defense. When that quarterback went down, we knew the backup quarterback was more of a thrower. So we kind of went into our prevent defense, and they just said, okay, we're going to run the ball. And so it's a little bit of a chess match. Like, we're looking at the clock and saying, okay, let's keep the ball in front of us. And they're saying, okay, we'll run it if you're in prevent. And so they still found a way to score, and we recovered the onside kick, and that ended the game. So a little bit of a chess match again. You don't want to be able to just let teams run down the field, but at that moment you're up 10 or 11 points, and you say, okay, we know it's a 2-score game, and so let's be smart, not give up an easy big play pass and make them earn every inch and keep the clock, because they were out of timeout. So that's kind of what happened. Second, lower leg, not lower body injury, more of a growing injury. Yeah. He should be back next week.
The last part there was an update on J.D. Bertrand. Growing injury, he should be back next week, according to Marcus Freeman. Your thoughts on what he said right there?
I don't know. I just think that it's got a little disappointing. I don't know. What would you say?
Some things that stuck out for me. One of the things, this whole play smart. Look, man, it's week 11. You should have a smart.
That's what I'm saying.
You should have a smart football team right now. But that goes back to the inconsistency. Like, when you have a child that continues to make the same mistakes, you have to continue to reiterate and say things over and over again. Yeah. And that's where he's at. At this point, he's probably getting to a point where he's at a loss for words. And he's like,
I think that's what it was.
I don't know what else to say to this team, right? Because this is not like a bunch of youngsters on the field. You have fifth-year captains making mistakes, pass interference, false starts, right? This is crazy. Drew Pine has been here for 3 years. So first year starter, but he's been here for 3 years to digest his offense. So everything that we've seen after 11 weeks, if you're still saying, having to reiterate, let's play smart, come on, man. Come on, man. Go play. Just go play.
Go play.
You play smart. If you're playing football the right way, you're playing smart. You're playing smart. So to hear that and talk about playing a chess match with Navy, it's like, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely a strategic game playing a team like Navy, but like you said, it's week 11. You are who you are this season, and we're consigned to the fact that we're just an inconsistent football team. And truthfully, that's okay right now, because we can highlight where our inefficiencies are, know what we need to correct for next season. But in the midst of all that, to be able to still win is great, but it's frustrating because as a fan base that requires so much, that we feel like we deserve to be in the era of scoring in style, winning with swag and dominance. We've been through the years of grinding out iffy wins and coming close with games and, being the team that's underrated and underdogged all the time. It's time to transition into the dominant team that we need to be. And it sucks right now because it's not what you can say when you go up there and keep repeating the crazy inconsistencies that's happened, not from just, like you said, from your seniors to the young guys and everything in between. So it's not like you can pinpoint the direct thing that can solve it, because usually you would say, oh, it's a young guy thing or a senior's got to get them right, but it's a little bit of everything. So it's probably frustrating for Marcus Freeman.
I'm sure it is. It has to be. It has to be. I mean, those were his comments about overall what happened. Then they asked him about the second half and the passing game and what changed from, the effective passing game in the first half to what happened in the second half.
I kind of challenge our offense a little bit. I wanted to see us to be able to run the ball, and it's hard. They were zero pressure in almost every play, and what does that mean? Is they're bringing everybody and playing zero coverage, no middle of the field help, and we have to be able to find ways to attack that. We did in the first half. We hit some balls and we were able to check to some things when we saw it coming. But the second half, we were just not able to beat zero pressure. And, that's something that we got to improve at, because other teams are going to do that. People are going to see they had some success in bringing all-out pressure. And what you have to do is make defenses pay in the pass game. It's hard to run against all-out pressure, but in the pass game, you have to make them pay. And it wasn't that Drew wasn't hitting the target as much as we didn't have time. And so we got to make sure we try to protect, and then if they're bringing one more than we have to protect with, we got to get the ball out of our hands and hit some hot routes.
Why are you turning your face up, Lefty?
Because you see how he tried to save Drew? It's not that he's not hitting it. He just doesn't have time. Of course he doesn't have time. Of course he doesn't have time. That's not we not blocking it. What do you mean? It looks rough because when you're in a zero pressure like that, it takes a little bit of mobility to find and buy time to make the wide open throw. Because there's going to be somebody wide open in zero pressure, because like Marcus Freeman said, there's no middle of field safety. There's one-on-one everywhere with a lot of space. Now you're going to be rushed. But unfortunately, when you're 5'4", and got 7 guys coming, one more than you can block, and you don't got great athleticism, the athleticism of a 4th grader, it's going to be hard to even scheme up things because you got to buy time to find windows to throw. Now, can he do it? Yes. Can we be even better in helping him by throwing a screen? Absolutely. But don't say it's because he's not making. Of course he's not making the throws, but you got to supplement what he's lacking in by helping him out throwing at least one screen. I didn't see one screen yesterday. And against zero pressure, a screen is a killer. I bet you if we ran a screen, they wouldn't do zero pressure ever again, because we would hit our head on the goalpost like what Aldridge did on the route. But this is the kryptonite to a lot of Notre Dame offenses, not just what we went through. When they man press and they sit in the house, we don't have great responses. That's just what it is every week or every year. Even against teams that aren't that good, sold out against the rush. And it worked. our response and adaptability wasn't there again. Now there's physical lacks to that, but there's also, with all those smart people in that office, got to come up with a better scheme to help your quarterback.
Yeah, I mean he's doing what a head coach should do. Yeah, he covers. Look, that's one thing I'll say definitely about Marcus Freeman. He's going to step in front of whatever's coming in the direction of his program, and he's going to take the full brunt before anybody else. That's why you saw what he said towards the end. Like, look, he knows. If you have a defense and cover zero playing off man, can we run some slants? Can we just get the ball to our guys on the run? Catch the ball, throw it. That's it. Catch it, throw it. You're in the shotgun. Catch it, throw it. You don't even have to take a step back. Catch it, throw it. That's it. And one thing I will say, there's a tendency, and you tell me if I'm wrong, because I didn't play the position, you played the position. When you watch a quarterback hold the ball when he has time, you already know he's going to hold the ball when you apply pressure. If he holds the ball a long time without pressure and goes through progression slow when there is no pressure, just imagine what he's going to do when there is pressure. I watched the game this morning over again. There were people wide open. Wide open. Just holding the ball. Because his first look is to the left, the wide open receiver's to the right, and he gets to him so late in his progression because his progression is slow. Like progression is 1, 1, 1. He's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Dude, by the time you get to that third 1, 2, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And then it goes to your ability to extend plays. Like you said, he's really not good at that. Every now and then he can extend some plays, but not to the level of what we saw from Ian.
Of a team not blitzing you every play.
So we understand that the first half was a really good special teams contributed. Defense contributed with the interception, giving short fields. You had big plays in the passing game, especially on third and longs to Deion Cozy. Jaden Thomas with a great route on the in and up. Brayden Lindsey just destroying the defensive back. Just destroying him. And having to make the greatest catch of the weekend when it should have been an easy 6.
It should have been an easy 6.
Yeah, it's just, and this is not indicative of just one position. That's why I want to make sure that everyone knows this.
Right.
This entire team is inconsistent.
That's right.
The defense has been inconsistent. They've had a great first half and then had a bad second half. They've had a great 3 quarters against North Carolina and then just missed assignments the entire fourth quarter. Just inconsistent. The only consistent group has been special teams. And we said it yesterday. Heaven forbid if special teams has a bad game.
Heaven forbid.
Heaven forbid if Brian Mason's crew comes out and has a bad game. Then what? Because the entire team has been inconsistent. And that's the struggle. But even with that said, they found a way to beat Syracuse. They found a way to beat Clemson. They found a way to beat Navy. Right? They found a way to win the game. Earlier in the year, it's safe to say they could have found a way to lose this game. Heck, they found a way to lose to Stanford. They found a way to lose to Marshall. They won. And they escaped with no injuries, which was my major concern going into these last games. You say it all the time. Notre Dame players hate Navy Week. They hate it. It's a distraction from normal preparation. It's a different type of preparation. It's a different type of game. And it's a different type of opponent that you're not going to see all season. It's just a special, peculiar week. And they escaped with the W. Wasn't pretty. Don't like it. Probably impacted how far they could have moved up in the AP and the CFP rankings if they had been or continued their dominance, covered the spread. But once again, they are who they are. And that's an inconsistent football team right now. That's who they are. And as a fan base, there's really nothing to be upset about because we'll keep regurgitating the same things. The same things we were upset about Saturday are some of the same things we've been talking about all season long.
Yeah.
All season long.
Inconsistencies.
Just inconsistency. And as much as we get to talk about it with LL Nation and we get tired of talking about it, I can only wonder what the coaching staff and Marcus Freeman are thinking. Period.
I can only imagine.
Like Nick P said, it's Navy, throw it out. You can't throw it out. It's the same thing we've seen all season. How can you throw it out? It doesn't matter who the opponent is. It's the same inconsistent play we've seen all season minus one game. And that was Clemson. That's it.
Just like Josh Allen fumbling and giving a touchdown to the other team. Just an inconsistent player.
You just had to throw a dig at Josh Allen. He just
make a 4th and goal stop. Huge to win the game. And you fumbling? Yeah. I feel
you
like
just have to find a way.
Notre Dame was
Dude.
They winning games though, but losing because
and it's not just dude. This team playing inconsistent football. It's not all on Drew Pine.
Right.
Stop that.
Right.
We tap Drew Pine when he needs to be tapped, and no. Drew Pine does not deserve all of the credit for this team being inconsistent. Mm-hmm. He has zero to do with that defense being inconsistent, especially with leads. We've seen too many times this defense have double-digit leads and give up points.
Double-digit.
That's not on Drew Pine. It's just not. Did they learn anything, Left? Let's see what Marcus Freeman has to say.
Be for everybody in our program, right? The same thing for Drew Pine, the same thing I say to the entire football program is if we're not better because of what happened through the entirety of this game, then we failed an opportunity. We got to look at the second half. It's easy to say the first half, right? To look at the second half and say, okay, how do we become a better football team because of what happened in the second half? How do we make sure if a team wants to bring all-out pressure versus our offense, we have our answers, our exact answers, and execute? I think we had answers, but we didn't execute them. And so we have to be better because of this and how the second half happened. And again, the opportunity to get better after a win is something that any coach dreams of, right? The opportunity to challenge your team and to show them the film. And, you know, as much as I'm sitting in there saying, hey, man, it's hard to get these wins and we got to celebrate and we got to feel good about it, they don't feel great. You can tell, you know, but we got to learn from it. And I'm excited. There's going to be a hungry group as we get ready for this last home game.
You know what? I'm glad he said that. I'm glad he let us know that they weren't happy in the locker room.
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. And I'm glad they will have a hunger. Because guess what? BC's backup quarterback just threw for 303 touchdowns with Zay Flowers coming to South Bend.
Yeah.
With game film of what the offense does against zero blitz.
Yeah. That's
There you go. They ruined North Carolina State senior day. They're looking to do the same thing this Saturday against Notre.
The same thing.
They're looking to do the exact same thing.
And I think it's good that the locker room was hungry because they know what they need to do to finish the season the right way, and to be able to not feel satisfied with just winning. I know there's people in the fan base that think, oh, it's a win, but as long as the team doesn't feel like the win is just a win, and they know that there's a lot of growth in those wins from the inconsistencies, that's a closer step to making progress to changing that outcome where we can put a full game together, even if it's with whoever we have at quarterback or wherever those problems may exist. The confidence that we need to be able to put two halves together is what we need. And not being satisfied too. I think Marcus Freeman does a great job of keeping those guys never satisfied with even the success that we're having, because it can be faulty in times when we're playing a lot better teams.
Lucky Lefty broadcast featuring Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. Their premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. Each and every Monday, we dissect Marcus Freeman post-game press conference right here. Tap into us. Go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, courtesy of CFB Nation in conjunction with Irish Breakdown. Get locked in with us and all the great content over at CFB Nation on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Go. Tap in right now. Set up for the automatic download anytime great content is posted. You'll be able to get it right there at your fingertips and in your earbuds. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Leave us 5 stars. We would greatly appreciate it, because you know we spin it different. Now, we go from Marcus Freeman and we go to the players, offense and defense this week. We have Prince Colley. We have Drew Pine. We're going to start with the quarterback of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We had an up and down game. Threw for 200. If I'm not mistaken, it was 252 yards in the first half. Accounted for 5 touchdowns. You felt like, okay, Drew could give us over 300 coming out of halftime. And to only end up with 16 total yards and 0 points, I don't think anybody expected that. I don't think anybody expected that. But this is what Drew had to say. Peep this. Hey, Drew Pine, what type of win was it?
I think, I don't think it's anything to do with playing well in the first half. We come in the locker room no matter whether we're up or down, doesn't matter. And that was my mentality as well. And, they played hard in the second half. It's tough. They, cover Zaire. If we have 9 in protection, they're bringing 10, and so you just got to find a way to get the ball out, and just got sacked a little bit, but a win's a win, and we fought hard all day, and it's a team win, and so yeah, it's good.
What kind of win did he say it was? Wait, hold.
Look at the whole demeanor.
Team win, and so yeah, it's good.
Look at just the demeanor.
Hard all day, and it's a team win, and so yeah, it's good.
Oh, it's a team win. It's not Drew Pine. It's 6-1, 7-1. That's starting quarterback. It's a team win. So this game was a team win. You notice that? When they beat Clemson, it was Drew Pine at 6-1 as the starting quarterback, with his parents retweeting that stuff on social media. But this game, it's a team win.
Yeah, I bet it is.
It's a team win.
Yeah.
We forewarn people when you started that hashtag Pine Time stuff. We told you, be willing to live with the dark side when it comes. Because it's coming. It's coming.
He said it's coming.
And that hashtag was missing back of a milk carton on Saturday.
Yeah.
Back of a milk carton.
Yeah, and that's tough. I think just the demeanor, it's like it just looks like so much guilt. Like, look, I know, don't come up here and crucify me too hard, guys. I know.
But I don't think the line of questioning was not even along the lines of like blaming him or crucifying him. It was honest questions about what happened from the first half to the second half. I think he just
see it on his face.
He was a little defensive by it because he wanted to get out of there.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's just, what it is, a win's a win, we won. Don't even. It's no matter what happens in the game, we act the same. Yeah. No, that's not true. Because if you played great, you're not acting the same if you played great.
No.
If you're playing, you want to excuse all of this because we won. And that's just not good enough, It's just not good enough.
Hey, Drew, what do you have to clean up?
I think the fact that they're just bringing, they were playing cover 0 and they were catching. Their DBs were catching an off man, and I think it's pretty tough. Just got to learn from it and get better, and that's all you can do.
Right here in the front row. Drew, what's the takeaway for you in this game?
It's the same as every single game. I'm the same every single week. I'm programmed the same every single week. I learn from it. I get better. I mean, that's how I operate. That's how I live. And I'm going to take this game, and I'm sure that I made mistakes in the first half as well. I'm not perfect, and I'm just going to learn from it and keep getting better. That's all I do, and that's all I will ever do.
Go ahead, Left. Go ahead.
Don't hit me with the Jesus, I'm not perfect. Listen, this just looks like a guy that's overqualified. It's like when you're not meant to fill the role, you don't have many answers because you're like, what do you want me to do? I'm average. I'm average media. What do you mean what happened? What do you mean what happened? You saw me out there. I can't make guys miss. If they bring in more than we got, I can't buy time. What? I'm not out here to make spectacular plays, guys. I'm not out here to save the team, guys. I'm out here to freaking hold the ship as long as possible till we get a guy that can come do it. Y'all asking me questions like I'm the 5-star guy. No. It's a team win. They saw a strategy that worked. They know I'm a sitting duck back there. And damn it, they was heating my ass up. And when they start doing that, my numbers dropped. What? I'm not good versus the rush. I'm 5'2". What? I'm not in. I don't know how I got here. I'm filling in for Tyler Buckner, man. I was chilling. I was good with the clipboard. I'm here for an education, 4 for 40. Now I'm thrusted in this position. My guess is as good as yours. Ask Tommy. Why he ain't helped me out more? I don't know. This is ridiculous. And I think it's abuse to be putting this on this man. That's right, chat. Underqualified. Underqualified for the position. It's like he got size 42 waistline on and he wears a 28. And y'all asking him, how you not fitting in them pants? I don't know. They too big. Ain't a belt big enough to close these pants up. He walking around with size 48 being a 28. And y'all like, man, pull up your pants, man. What's wrong? I can't. It ain't enough. And it's torture watching this man go up there and be like faking the funk. Because then he got to go up there and take credit when they start talking about how good he played. Oh, you 7-1. Yeah, you know, man. Hey, just every day. I'm the same every day. And then he played bad, and then y'all on his neck like he's Peyton Manning. He's not. He's the average rec league player. So when the situations get tough, put the other guys up there. Put Aldrich in there. Let Aldrich answer it. Aldrich, why you pick up cover 0? That's the player you want to hear from. Not the guy that's filling in for the guy that's filling in. We got to get him some better pants. Because the pants we giving him are just too big. And now he feels guilty because he can't fill them. It's like, it's okay. You just not made to fit them pants. We got Levi's. You're a Wrangler guy. It's okay. Size 42, European cut is just not for you. You know what I mean? And that's all right. But we got to find somebody to fill them pants. Because then the line of questioning would be different. And the responses would be better. You out there torturing that man. He know he can't buy enough time for that. He's like, they got us, guys. What? I'm just glad to get out of there. Can we stop talking about this? Like, look, we won. Which a win's a win. With y'all not happy with
Lucky Lefty podcast. What about that touchdown catch by Brayden Lindsey, Drew?
That was unbelievable. Brayden's a guy that all season, I mean, he's been open a ton of times, he runs as hard as he can. And he's a guy that's in practice. He's always got a smile on his face. And, I felt like, I got to give him a shot. And I scrambled out there. He beat his man by, a couple yards. And I saw that and I said, I'm going to give him a chance. And I threw it up. And, that was an unbelievable catch. I've never seen anything like it in my whole life. And, I'm so happy for him. And he's going to continue to keep getting better as well. So.
I ain't never heard a quarterback say a man was open by 5 yards and I told to myself, I'm going to just throw it up. What do you mean throw it up? He's open. Why are you talking about giving him a chance? He's open. What chance do you give a man when he's already open? And then the chance you gave him was so tough of a catch that he made ESPN #1 on the highlights. An open guy. You made an easy pass, literally the most highlighted play of probably the weekend. It's like, it sounds like you might as well be better off saying, I saw him open, he was a little far, and I closed my eyes and threw it up. And man, I've never seen anybody make such a terrible pass so great. And he's going to continue to be open all year.
I would just like to say to all of the Notre Dame fans that doubted us, when we told you that Brayden Lindsey has been open all year, you just heard it from the mouth of the quarterback.
He said he's been open all year.
He said he's been open. He's been open.
And he's just running hard and I saw him and thought to myself, let me close my eyes and throw it up to an open man. Usually you see them catches, they be fighting back and forth, and then the dude jump on him and it'd be crazy.
Like Justin Jefferson on 4th down yesterday.
Like Justin Jefferson, the defender literally had it in his hands. Justin Jefferson with one hand, crazy, amazing effort, comes down. This play was the guy beat him outright. The guy chasing him like his life depended on it. And it was such a bad ball that the dude couldn't even turn around because he was trying to catch up. And Brayden had to stop and jump over the dude. Like, what? The easiest pass to make was easily the number one play that had to be made. How is it an ESPN highlight? He was wide open, and you made it a highlight. The best catch of the year by the worst pass of the year. That's how that's defined.
Said he had to give him a shot.
But
Said I just had to.
You don't give shots to guys that are wide open. What do you mean? Complete the football is wide open. Ain't no shot. That's terrible.
Lucky Lefty podcast. Drew Pine also talked about, hey, we got out of here, man. We ranked. Win is a win.
I think a lot of people have played us different. It's kind of how people play Notre Dame, but at the same time they play their defense because of the way they run the triple option on offense. So that's why they run that defense. I don't expect everyone to change what they've been doing all season. So like I said, we just got to learn and keep getting better, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to come in tomorrow and watch a film, and we're going to get better. But look, we won, and we're 20th ranked team in the country, and a win's a win. And we're, like Coach Freeman said after the game, was there were games earlier in the season where if we were in the same position, we didn't pull through and win, and we found a way to win today, and that's important, and we're going to keep building off of it. So
out here copping, please.
Oh my God, he's like, look, guys, we won. Just shut up already. Just stop asking me, please. We won. What? Why are we talking about this when we won? We won. What's the matter?
He said this, and I'm going to say this again. Don't ever mention that you ranked 20th in the nation at Notre Dame. Don't ever do that. I need somebody in the sports communication department. I need the SID and all of his assistants to let him know. Don't you ever mention ranking at Notre Dame if it's not top 10. Don't do that. Do not do that.
We're number 20. We won. We finding ways to win. I don't know how I got here. It's supposed to be a Rudy story. Y'all treat me like I'm supposed to actually be a starter. I'm 7-1. Like, no, man. Being 20? Really? That's what you're trying to throw in there to make it seem like we winning and doing good? No, 20 is terrible. That's not no thing to just throw in there.
20 is this is Notre Dame.
This is Notre Dame.
Nobody's
this ain't
rocking
Rutgers.
20. Thank you.
This ain't one of these ACC schools or these Pac-12 middle of the road teams. He talking about, oh, we're 20 guys. Like, shut up. We won. Like, relax. What? Drew Pine, I know you not
quarterback at the University of Notre Dame.
This is why recruiting is so important. You bringing guys in that just be happy with anything. He just happy to put on the helmet and go up there and just say you're part of the team. Talking about, we're 20 guys. What's wrong? 20. We won. I played terrible, but hey, we're finding ways to win as a team victory. He out here giving Russell Westbrook, please. Russell Westbrook say, he go 0 for 11. They go, Russ, what's wrong? Oh, I thought we played all right.
Right. Absolutely. He is the Russ Westbrook right now. As in that locker room.
Russ, you had 8 turnovers.
Russell Westbrook
8 turnovers in 2 minutes.
Right,
Russell Westbrook, what happened, man? 8 turnovers in 2 minutes. Everybody turned the ball over, man. That's just a part of the game.
Life is good. Life is good. Man.
Like, 0 for 11. Yeah, You played great. I thought I did all right, man. You know, I did my job. This the Oh, we need to recruit better, man. We need to recruit.
It's coming. And that's why we're excited. Because it's coming. We saw Jalen Sneed on the field. You saw Junior Tuilamaka on the field. Like, you see it. You've seen Tobias and what he's going to bring to the program. It's coming. It's coming, man.
I don't ever want to hear us say we finding ways to win against Navy. And you Notre Dame. What are you talking about? We don't find ways to win against Navy. What are you talking about?
Why are we finding ways to win? Why are you even talking about trying to find a way to win against Stanford?
What?
Find a way to win against Ohio State. That's the game you find a way to win.
Yeah, you find a way to win against
You
Ohio
find
State.
a way to win that game against Ohio State. That's the game you beat your chest about. Like, man, we just found a way to win.
Not Navy, man. Don't be going up there talking about we getting hard fought wins versus teams we should be. Houston put 50 on them or something crazy. Like, didn't teams be doing crazy stuff to these teams? And we in there talking about we had to scratch and claw and find ways to win each week. We're not an average team, man. What are you talking about? You're average, but not the team. Quit lowering our standard back to where we was already taking it. We just beat Clemson. And the next week you talking about we finding ways to beat Navy? What are you talking about? This is crazy. Russell Westbrook? Russell Pinebrook?
Russell Pinebrook.
Oh my goodness.
That's the hashtag. Hashtag Pine, West Pine. Hashtag Pinebrook. That's the hashtag. Pinebrook. That's the hashtag.
My goodness, man. I've never seen such a cringy after win post game.
Like
from your quarterback.
Look, we said there were problems with things Marcus Freeman said. But Marcus Freeman told us we're not happy. The players are not happy with this. We're going to be hungry to play Boston College. Okay, show me some hope. Give me some hope. I didn't get any hope from that. Telling me we ranked 20th, that's not giving me hope. That's just reminding me of the inconsistency because we should be in the top 10.
Yeah, you reminded me of
that's
what
right. This entire fan base, everybody in the chat, tell me if I'm wrong. Everybody in the chat feels like this should be a top 10 team because they should have beat the crap out of Marshall and they should have beat the crap out of Stanford. And if they took care of business, they would be a top 10 team. Nobody watching us right now feels like Notre Dame is a 20th ranked team in the nation. No one feels like that. No one feels that way. But
especially when your quarterback up there talking about, yeah, we had to find a way to beat Navy.
But you're trying to sell us on the fact that we're ranked 20th. Nah.
We're 20 guys, a win's a win. What you talking about?
Nah. And people were mad I called cap on it immediately after the game. No. That's not going to slide with this fan
Our
base.
quarterbacks, we're not going back to that comfortability with just winning. We're not doing that. And it's a shame it's at the quarterback position that's leading the charge. He just happy that the Irish won and he got a helmet with the same color. He ain't trying to win nothing for real. He's not openly excited about being out there. He's like, man, I'm just glad I'm holding this thing up as long as I can. Talking about you don't find ways to beat teams we're supposed to blow out. Alabama would never talk about Sam Houston State and Bryce Young go up there. You know, each week we're just trying to find ways to win. That don't even sound right. CJ Stroud go out there versus some Big Ten terrible team and be like, yeah, we just had to find a way to win as they put 50 on the board. What are you talking about? How we win and feel like a loss?
Nick Saban talked about his team finding a way to win week one on the road in front of 110,000 against Texas. That's finding a way to win. That's finding a way to win. That right there. Come on, man. You have to change the narrative. The narrative, because we've seen it too much for the last 3 seasons. Navy, Toledo, Ball State. We just seen it way too much, man. Way too much. Things have got to change. And we fully believe they will change. Lucky Lefty Podcast. In accordance with CFB Nation. You can go catch us right now. Go over, if you haven't already, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Set up for the automatic download. Get great content. Myself, Left, Ryan Garcia. Not Ryan Garcia, John Garcia. All the recruiting news you want. He has a great podcast up about flip season that started in November. With all these quarterbacks possibly flipping like Dante Moore and the rumors of him going from Oregon to Michigan State. He has updates on that. Bo Edmondson, parting ways with Michigan State. Great information. Go right now. CFB Nation in connection with Irish Breakdown. And while you're there, give us 5 stars and let us know you enjoy the content that we're giving you on a daily basis. It's the Lucky Lefty Podcast. We spin it different. Now, let's go to the bright star of this whole season. The entire season left. And that's been special teams. Brian Mason, once again, gets his group to block another punt. And Prince Colley talked about it after the game.
Coach Mace did right before it happened. He was like, "It's going to come," and it came on that play. I was kind of in a bad position, but luckily I was able to get the ball. But as far as punt block, Coach Mace does a really good job of skimming up what the opponent does, and we've had 7, I believe, and I'm like stoked to be on that unit. It's awesome, so I enjoy it.
All right, Prince, we're gonna do the last one with Pete right here.
In the first half, when they hit the fullback for a couple of big, like what happened on those plays? How were they able to sort of like manipulate you guys to create that opening?
Yeah, I mean, for the LBs, if the guard pulls and you're not downhill right now, the dive's going to hit. It's just going to hit because it's so hard to see the linemen fire out so low. So you have to be in the right spot on every play, or as you can tell, the dive will hit. So
it's a well-coached unit, Left. Brian Mason told them before they took the field, look out. The onside's coming. In the first half, it's coming. Yeah. Just a well-coached, just an extremely well-coached, well-prepared unit.
That's right.
They are the beacon of the program right now, each and every game. Let me tell you something Marcus Freeman told the media today. We have starters fighting for reps on the special teams unit. Everybody wants to be a part of it now. That's what success does. That's why the way you finish against Navy, that's why it has a tidal wave effect. That's what success does in a program. It feeds more success. And inconsistency only stunts that growth. That's why we have a problem. That's why we don't say a win is a win. No. The growth we could have had and the level we could have taken into the Boston College game, it was stunted. That's the issue. That's the main issue.
That's right.
Prince Colley has his career high 7 tackles in that game. And he really didn't get the majority of the reps. I thought he played a fantastic game at linebacker and on special teams. As I said before, he's one of those young men that makes me feel like the future is going to be bright. But this is another phrase we've heard since Ohio State. Prince Colley says it again.
How to finish games. We got to learn how to put opponents away and close the game, shut the door completely, and not give them any hope. So we're still working on that, and we'll get better in the future.
Wait a minute. He said we'll get better in the future.
Get better right now.
No, he said we're gonna get better at it in the future.
Get better right now.
Because each season gives you a different team left. Maybe this team is just that inconsistent team that's going to find a way to win 9, 10 games. But they're just inconsistent.
Yeah.
Next year will be the consistent team, hopefully, that gets to the college football playoffs. But you speak with confidence. I feel like Marcus Freeman and his comments gave us hope. I feel like Prince Colley spoke with confidence, spoke of the future, reaffirming we're going to get it right.
We got to.
Drew just kind of cop please, man. Like, hey, my process is the same. This is the way I'm programmed. Well, maybe you need to be reprogrammed. Maybe you need to update the program because that's not working. That's not working.
Hit him with the "we don't believe you."
That's not working, man. That's not working. Our guy, I ain't afraid of no goats. What's up, LL? We are still an up and down team, regardless. You will never convince me to change my game plan to minimize scoring opportunities. Letting off the gas has some psychological effect. Yeah, no one wants to be told not to play hard.
Yeah.
If that's the case, put the second unit in and let them play hard. Let them get some reps. Don't tell the first unit not to play hard. And as I said before, and it could be my interpretation, I just don't like hearing, man, play smart. I'm a disciplined football player. That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That comes with the territory.
Already.
Alex Rohr, if you know you're inconsistent, the staff has to coach in a way that limits the chance of inconsistency. Sometimes I think they're just trying to get too smart and strategic, and it costs them. Overthinking things a little bit left.
There may be a little bit of that, but you got to put a lot of thought when you got a guy that can't make plays off schedule. So it went back to you kind of trying to lead the horse to water, and along the way the horse can get distracted. I mean, it's not easy to just be so specific on every call because football changes, and there's no way to really predict live bullets flying at you. So when when you're really focused on your scheme because you know that it requires that to be successful, you're going to stall out sometimes because you look like you're overthinking and you're behind the chains or trying to make momentum swing. And a lot of getting momentum started again is through your playmakers and through explosive plays. And when you don't and can't count on those explosive plays to just be printed like it is for like a Kansas City Chiefs or something, you can stall out and have some low moments in the game.
So Marcus Freeman did say good news left. J.D. Bertrand, who was sorely missed against Navy, practiced yesterday. So he's on schedule to play against Boston College. Great news for Marcus Freeman, who will dissect what he had to say in its entirety on tomorrow's show. Did say, yeah, Zay Flowers, his speed is going to be a challenge on Saturday. Yeah, you think? You think? Absolutely. Look, man.
What to do, I tell you that.
Yeah. It's funny to me, man. These are athletes, but like fans, when they feel like they have to protect certain guys, like you dissect someone or you talk about something they said and they get defensive for a certain guy. And once again, we tell them, Notre Dame wins as a team. There is no player. Like, if Alabama wins a game this year, the majority of the time it's because of that quarterback.
Yeah.
And him putting in work. And if he doesn't play at a certain level, they're not winning.
They're not.
No. Certain players can carry teams. There's no one on this team that can carry this team individually. No one. So stop being unfair to these young men, isolating them, trying to give them credit when this program as a team deserves credit. They pulled themselves out of the hole early in the season together. It wasn't because someone became the starter at a certain position.
Exactly.
It wasn't. So stop being unfair to the athletes. That's why he was looking the way he was looking post-game against Navy. Because after all the adulation and all of the hashtags, he had to face the music after that second half.
Yeah.
So I blame everybody that wanted to crown him. Everybody that wanted to crown him after North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's all you want to bring up. What about North Carolina? What about the second half of BYU? What about the first half of Cal?
Yeah.
What about the second half of Navy? What about Stanford the entire game? You want to bring up 2 games? You want to go through the list of downs? It's a team game.
It's a team game.
It's a team game.
Always.
Always.
Because when you got to face those questions and you know that you got to answer those questions and you can't because it ain't going to sound great, all that walking and Conor McGregor quotes don't mean nothing. Because they're going to be like, wait a minute. This is why the games is close.
You're the quarterback. You're the quarterback of the most visible school in college football. Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown, my man.
This ain't no team where you can be the mailman of the team, where you just an average dude that it's the good old friends club. You can just hang out and be on the suite. No.
Because then when you put him in that position, then he has to take all the blame. And it's not his fault that the defense has been inconsistent. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault that the DC and the OC have been inconsistent. It's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
But you put them in that position, and then you want to get defensive when he has to take the brunt of the blame. We told you not to do it in the first place. We told you not to do it in the first place. Stop. It's a team game. It's a team game. Great show today. We're here for these dudes, man. We're here for him, man. I don't like that. I don't like the position he's been put in by foolish people. You're foolish, man. Stop isolating him. Stop isolating that dude, man. Stop.
Because he's not built for that.
Putting him up like he's great. No, stop.
Yeah,
he knows who he is. He knows he's not that dude. So stop trying to elevate him. Stop.
Because that's all they do.
Yeah, it's unfair. You know what time it is.
Petticoat. Petticoat Junction. It's time to get petty
We did a good job executing.
Now, you upset with something?
and fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic Petty Junction?
Petty Junction, pettiest story of the day, brought to you by Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. A different route on the petty train today. We thought it best that we dedicate petty train to the 3 Virginia football players that lost their lives at the hands of a former Virginia football player. Our prayers go out to the city of Charlottesville, the entire state of Virginia, the students, the football program, the staff, everyone involved in this tragedy that's hit the nation, that's hit college football on today. Left, we continue to hear about senseless stories, senseless gun violence. Almost assuredly, as the story plays out, I'm pretty sure we're going to hear about some mental instability. Our prayers go out to the family of those that have been lost, and not jokingly by any means, but it's definitely just petty to continue to have to deal with things like this. So our thoughts, our prayers go out to the parents of these young men, the family members, the teammates, the classmates, everyone that's connected to this tragedy in any way, shape, or form. Our prayers and our thoughts and our condolences are with you from myself, Left, and the rest of LL Nation and the entire Notre Dame football program and fan base. And Marcus Freeman did it justice by opening up his press conference, by showing the same level of respect and sending the condolences from himself and the football program. It's just sad. It's just sad, bro.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation because, as I understand it, the players had nothing to do with what the reason why the guy was upset. You know, it just makes it senseless. You got guys not even in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know what I mean? You doing what you do best, and or a hater, you know, that is upset with whatever they upset with, makes decisions like that. So, you know, it's really true to the testament that when it's your time, because you can't predict crazy stuff like that. So,
No, we can't.
Praise to the family.
Lucky Lefty Podcast, CFD Nation, available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Go tap in and download for all the great content. For Left, Shaun Davis, we bid you adieu. Have a great Monday. And most of all, make sure that you definitely say a prayer for those that were affected and spend it different. We'll see you tomorrow.